Arm strength is very important in yoga. You understand that when you go into downward facing dog and plank positions and even cobra. But as you advance in the practice and do more arm balances and handstands, you become very aware of the need for arm strength. We'll be working to refine our downward facing dog and plank positions. We'll be gaining strength in the hands, the forearms, the upper arms, biceps, and shoulders. We'll begin in all fours position. In all fours position, refine your alignment. Spread your fingers, look at your wrist creases, look at the eyes of the elbows. The eyes of the elbows, I'm calling the creases of the inside of the elbows. Have the eyes of the elbows turn in the same direction that your thumbs are directed in. And now just soften right between the shoulder blades. You'll feel the shoulder blades come together. Bend your elbows slightly. Pull your hands in toward the midline and lift yourself up, still with the elbows bent. Notice as you take the elbows wide, the shoulder blades hug in. You feel the strength all the way from the fingertips to the shoulders. Now come toward straight arms and slowly take your knees down. One of the instructions we often give in yoga is to press down through the base of the index fingers. And why do we do that? There are two bones to the forearms, the radius and the ulnus. The radius gives strength to the thumb and index finger in particular, and it's a really thick part of the bone there of the radius. So that's the strong side of the hand you want to gravitate to. The baby finger side is supported by the ulna. And these two bones combine in the strength in your structure so that your forearm can support weight. In all fours position, again, look at the eyes of the elbows, direct them in the same direction as the thumb, draw your pelvis back. And notice as you draw your pelvis back, now the eyes of the elbows gaze toward each other. Inhale, come up to all fours position. Now bend your elbows. As you draw the eyes of the elbows wider apart, you can start relying on the strength of your biceps. So pull your hands in isometrically toward each other and come toward straighter arms. For some of us, our arms are so flexible, we really need to rely on and gain further strength in the biceps for our yoga postures. Come to your belly now, with your hands right alongside your ribs. From that position, keep your hands exactly where they are. Come back to all fours position. Notice how your hands now aren't right under your shoulders, they're forward. This would be the right position for you to come to downward facing dog. And as you come to downward facing dog, bring your awareness all the way from the fingertips to the forearms, to the upper arms, to your shoulders. Bend your elbows so the eyes of the elbows are drawing away from each other. You're feeling the shoulder blades hug in toward the spine. Now come towards straight arms without losing that connection you have, the strength to the biceps. Keeping that, inhale, lift your right leg up, come to a three-legged dog. Exhale, take your right leg down. Inhale, take your left leg up. Take your left foot down, come to a plank position. And lower yourself to the mat. On the mat, hug your elbows in toward each other. Press down through the base of the index fingers. Pull your hands in toward each other. Keep your elbows bent to come to this baby cobra pose. Exhale, lower yourself down. Inhale, come to all fours position. Now downward facing dog. Walk your feet up to your hands. Place your hands to your low back and rise up. If you'd like to get further information about engagement of your hands, I'll give you a link to another video that might help you out as well. Standing at the top of your mat, spread your fingers. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, come down to the earth with your knees bent and place your hands alongside your feet to take your right leg back and your back knee down. Lift your arms up and take your hands in a cactus pose. So bend your elbows. It's like you're forming this W. With your fingers spread, reach your elbows forward, reach your hands back, straighten your arms. Exhale, release your hands down. Step back to all fours position with your feet lifted in all fours. Of course, you can do a plank if you prefer, but both allow us to work on our arm strength. Pull your hands in isometrically in toward each other. Slowly lower yourself down. Release your feet down. Reach your hands out to your side. Make fist with your hands. Have your thumbs reach up. Inhale. Lift your fists up. Exhale, soften. Inhale, lift your fists up. Exhale, soften. One more. Inhale, lift up to strengthen the shoulders. Exhale, soften. Place your hands alongside your ribs to come to all fours position and downward facing dog. Walk your feet to your hands. Place your hands to your low back and rise up. Reach your arms up and slightly back. Exhale, take your hands to the earth. Step your left foot back. Bring your left knee to the earth. Take your arms in this cactus position with the elbows bent, with the palms facing forward. Now reach your elbows forward. Now your palms look up toward the ceiling. Reach your hands back. Drop your pelvis lower. Exhale, release your hands to the mat. Inhale, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg in the air. Release your right foot down. Lift your left leg in the air. And take it down. Draw your knees to the mat. Lift your feet up off the mat. Again, you can do a full plank if you wish. Lower yourself down to the mat. Release your feet down. Now create a Y with your hands. So take your hands forward and at the diagonal. Once again, make a fist with your hands. Reach your thumbs up. With your thumbs lifted up, inhale, lift your hands up. Exhale, take them down. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, down. One more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. Place your hands alongside your ribs. Come through downward facing dog. To make your way to the front of the mat, walk, step, or hop there. Place your hands to your low back and rise up. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, take your hands down alongside your ankles. Step your right foot back. Step your left foot back. to come to downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, now let's rely on the strength of your forearms. So bend your right elbow, take your forearm down, bend your left, take your forearm down. Now you're in dolphin pose. In dolphin pose, inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale and soften. Inhale, take your left leg up. Exhale and soften. Clawing the mat with your fingers. Draw your heart slightly forward, shoulders forward. Exhale, reach your pelvis back. 2 more of these. Inhale, draw the heads of the arm bones forward, gaze forward. Exhale, draw back. 1 more. Inhale and exhale. Straighten the right arm, straighten your left arm. Take your knees to the mat or come to a full plank. Draw your heart forward and down. Now take your arms straight forward. Make a fist with your hands. Thumbs up again. Inhale, lift your fist up. Exhale down. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale down. Come back to all fours position, to downward facing dog. Walk, step, or hop your way to the front of the mat. Place your hands to the low back and rise up. We'll do 1 more of those actions where we go from downward facing dog to our forearms. Some people can come to both forearms at the same time. It's hard for me, so I just do 1 arm at a time. You do what's right for your body. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale. Place your hands alongside your ankles. Step your right foot back. Step your left foot back to downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, place your forearms down. Lift your right leg up. Release it down. Lift your left leg up. Release it down. Lift your elbows up, either one at a time or together. Come toward a plank position, your choice. You can take your knees down or lower yourself completely. Once on your belly, take your arms in that cactus pose or like a W. And in the same way that we are doing in the lunges, with your elbows on the mat, lift your hands up off the mat. Now lift your elbows up and exhale, release your hands down. Again, lift your hands up, lift your elbows up, reach higher. Exhale, release your forearms down. 1 more time. Lift your hands up, lift your elbows up, lift up higher. Exhale and down. I prefer to have my head down, but because of the sound gets so muffled, I've got my head lifted. But in order to work your shoulders better, just taking your forehead to the earth and lifting your arms up is a wonderful way to get strength in the shoulders. Place your hands right alongside your ribs. Come through all fours position to downward facing dog. And again, make your way to the top of the mat. Place your hands to your low back and rise up. Step wide on your mat as a way to cool down. from this arm practice, but yet still gain this nice awareness of the arms, in particular for now, the biceps. Place your hands right under your shoulders. Now step the hands a giant step forward. Lift your heels up, bend your knees, bend your elbows as if you're drawing down to do kind of a push-up action here in your Prasarita padottansana. Just working in the arm strength. Press down through the base of the index fingers to straighten the arms and release your heels down. Relax your head. One more time. Come forward. Press down through the base of the index fingers. Claw the mat. Bend your knees. Lift your heels up. Draw the eyes of the elbows away from each other to take your heart a little bit closer to the earth. Inhale. Come toward straight arms and straight legs as the heels draw down. And you're in this wide stance, downward facing dog. One more cycle. Inhale, draw your shoulders forward, claw the mat, bend your knees, go wide with the elbows, draw down. Inhale, straighten your arms, straighten your legs, and soften. Come to sit. As you come to sit in Sukhasana in a cross-legged pose, sit tall. This practice included a lot of actions to gain strength, all the way from the fingers to the forearms, to the biceps, to the shoulders. Keeping the awareness of the strength that we gain from the practice. Let's honor the many who have. Let's take a moment to honor the many students and teachers who, through their practice, have learned how to refine these actions that we do in the yoga practice. Place your hands right in front of your heart to the refinements of alignment that teachers and students have developed to further our practice. We bow. Namaste.